Is it possible to find a human being using only a photograph and a first name?
Oh.
Well, I'll get it up for this. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
It's on the WordPress thing. Okay, yeah. What is on here? Do you know this man? Trip down memory lane.
I was going to say, I bet it's strange looking back on it. Bit of nostalgia.
Yeah.
This is Laura E. Hall. For the past decade, she's been trying to solve a puzzle. A picture of a man can be found on a card with Japanese text translating to two simple words. Find me. Back in 2005, a company known as Mind Candy put together a bizarre scavenger hunt called Perplex City. The main goal behind the game was to find a real-life cube hidden somewhere around the globe. The creators promised a cash prize of £100,000 sterling for the first person to retrieve it.
Perplex City was the first ARG that I actually really got into and played, hardcore played. So the gist of that game is that there's these puzzle cards that are a range of difficulties. Red was the easiest, all the way up to silver, which are the sort of upper echelon of difficulty. From those, there was one that was impossible to solve deliberately. It's the Riemann hypothesis card. And that was an early card. And so it was it's like a little inside joke, right? It's sort of you'll never 100% this, because until somebody solves this mathematical principle, no player is going to actually get that, right? So it's supposed to be kind of a sort of joke. Later, though, they said there will not be impossible cards. And so Billion to One, the card with this man's photo on it, is supposed to be one of those cards that is difficult but not impossible to do. And that was really intriguing to me. The card is laid out, it's a man's selfie, and he's in front of a really distinctive background. And then there's writing down the side in Japanese that says, "Find me." And then there was also a hint line at the time running for this game. And the hint for this card was, "My name is Satoshi." It's very different to the sort of normal styles of puzzle solving, for one thing, right? You can't pull out a dictionary or a calculator and solve it on paper. It really requires a lot of work. It's a lot of research and understanding context. It's about connecting with other people and communicating with them. And I just thought that was really cool and interesting.
When you're trying to track someone down solely based on a photograph, there's one place to start: the background.
So I didn't end up identifying the background, but players did, and that was linked to Kaisersberg in France. It's this little village. So already that's actually a lot of information to work with, right? We looked into the history of that town, and it turned out that there was a pretty sizable Japanese population there at the time. I'm not sure if that's true 10 plus years on, but it definitely in the time period when that photo was taken, it would have made sense. There's stuff that you can look at analyzing this man's face. Something that is very identifiable for people's photographs throughout their lifetimes is their ear shape, whether their earlobe is attached to their face, the ear canal shape, that's something that remains distinctive. So we looked really deeply into that. He has a mole on his face, features like that, because obviously other things about your face can change. Your haircut can change, your facial hair can change, you might be wearing glasses or not. But those are some of the things that are not really likely to be any different, no matter what time we're actually approaching somebody. So those were the pieces of information that we had to work with in the beginning, which it seems like it's not a lot, but once you start really digging into it, more and more starts to unfold.
But is it actually possible to find someone purely based on a first name and a face? Looking into the history, there's been a few cases similar to Satoshi that succeeded in their hunt to locate an individual from only an image or name. One of them being back in 2007, when a German tourist known as Melanie Speth was travelling across London on the train before encountering an attractive man on the other side of the carriage. She was too shy to approach him, but she quickly snapped a picture on her mobile phone. When she arrived back in Germany, Melanie couldn't stop thinking about the man she was too shy to approach. After a while, she got an idea. Melanie sent out an email to all her friends asking if they could help find this mysterious man. Her message is as follows. Now I haven't neither his name nor his email address because I don't have the trust to speak to him. I have only this one picture, and now I'm back in Germany and I can't forget him. That's why I have this crazy idea. I hope you send this to as much possible that I find him, and maybe to mingle with him if he wants this. The email spun rapidly across Londoners' inboxes before friends of the mysterious fellow discovered his photo on a Metro article. They took the picture and plastered it in the office for him to see. They called the press for an interview shortly after.
I will email her as soon as I can. She looks lovely in her picture.
The second story has something similar. Vicky Elborough Cook went to Barcelona for a hen weekend after falling out with her boyfriend. She began entertaining the idea of hooking up with someone else during that time. That's where she met a man known as Gavin. She began flirting with the man, but despite asking for her phone number several times, she turned him down. When she got home, she quickly regretted the decision and decided to write out an email to her friends in hopes to find this gorgeous Gavin.
Hi, I was in Barcelona between the 14th and 16th of July in 2006 and met a guy called Gavin from Kent, who was on a stag weekend, staying at a hotel Autohogger. Never go there, it's rubbish. Gavin said he writes I for the BBC. When you press I on digital, a brief synopsis of the program is shown. Now, through playing hard to get, I didn't give him my phone number, though he did ask several times. Please, can you let me know where an I-writer would work? It is my utter mission to track down this dude. He's utterly gorgeous, and I was an idiot for acting so damn stupid. Sorry for my randomness, but please help. Thanks, Vicky.
Not long after the email was sent, she received a phone call from Gavin himself. But not because of the email, but it turns out he actually got her phone number on that night. Unfortunately for Vicky, the email chain had already started going viral. A few days later, a couple of his friends from the BBC told him about it and, well, it's fair to say it creeped him out. One of his final messages to Vicky was, "Why are you stalking me?" before officially cutting ties with her, to which Vicky responded with,
God, get over yourself. If he didn't find that email at all cute, he's not for me. He turned out to be a bit of a loser.
So, when it comes to tracking someone down based on an image or name, these two stories have one big thing in common. It's a friend of the person that finds out you're looking for them. But the only way you're going to get their friends to notice is through word of mouth, sharing the name and image across the internet in hopes one of his friends will just stumble across the story one day while scrolling through Twitter, Reddit, or even Instagram and Facebook. Just getting the word out there that you're looking for someone proves to be the most effective way to solve a puzzle like this. And that's exactly what Laura did. In hopes to find Satoshi, she made a website dedicated to it, Findsatoshi.com, a site still public to this day for people to spread across the web. Could you talk us through the website?
Yeah, well, so I wanted to set up a website because the real challenge of this card is finding somebody that actually knows this person and is able to prove that, right? It seems likely that this person may or may not have social media. At the time, again, social media wasn't as big a deal as it is now. People were significantly less likely to have a personal profile up on the internet with their face. And also Satoshi is a really common name. So there is information that can be shared with the community in order to enable people to do some of the research and the searching themselves. I also wanted it to be a trilingual search, so in English, French, and Japanese, because we know again that the photo on the card was taken in France, but it's written on the card in Japanese, and then we're playing this game, which is made by a company in England. So the person in the photo could speak any of those languages, we just don't know. meaning that the people who know them in real life could speak any of those languages. All of the background context that people need to know about the card, about the game, just what is the premise. And hopefully that sets some like realistic expectations for this, which is that this man is not part of the game. In my opinion, he is a colleague or a friend of a friend of a friend of somebody. So he probably doesn't actually like really know about alternate reality games or anything, and was just doing somebody a favor.
She continued her campaign to promote the story by appearing on a few media outlets and podcasts in hopes more people will begin talking about it.
So I was on like a national news program at that time. And again, it's because everybody was really excited by this possibility of like this weird internet thing, like people are doing things not on the internet, but it came from there. So yeah, I was interviewed on the news at the time. Since then it's been covered on some podcasts and stuff. And every once in a while there's a little bitty surge of interest in this project.
Luckily for Laura, word did start getting out about this man, but unfortunately, there was one main problem that occurred near the beginning of the search. A lot of people got overexcited by trying to track down this mysterious man, leading to many Asian guys getting mistaken as Satoshi, and rather than being patient and double-checking to make sure they have the right man, they began bombarding these random people with emails upon emails, without explanation on why they were sending them.
The first time that this project kind of went viral, as it were, was when it was posted on Dig, which was like a links aggregation website. There wasn't anything like Reddit. Social media like Twitter was brand new. And so just the potential spread for this kind of thing was much smaller. That poses some challenges now because, again, like this is just a regular person. He's not part of the game. He's not a fictional character. And even from the very beginning, sometimes somebody would send me a tip. And so I would email a person, maybe they didn't have a super clear photo of their face. So like it's like a legitimate possibility that these people could have been our Satoshi. And I would email them with an explanation and a link to the website. And they would say, thank you for sending me this. I've been getting emails and I have no idea why, right? People are like contacting them, not explaining what's going on. And like, that's just sort of not in the spirit of the game, right? It's supposed to be fun and also like kind of chill. Like it's a treasure hunt, but like there's not supposed to be that sense of urgency to the degree that it becomes harassment for people. And so like the reach of the internet is very different now. And I know that people are really excited about this kind of stuff, which is great. I just would like people to keep that in mind. Like it's a real person. And we should all try to be respectful of that.
Hello and welcome to the original podcast. I'm your host, Jamie, from the YouTube channel known as Inside a Mind. And my co-host is Eric Nielsen from the YouTube channel known as The Looney Turtle. This episode is introducing us to the new year and some of the plans that I have for the Inside a Mind YouTube channel, because there's a few things I'm wanting to cover. So the first one is Perplex City. It's been over 10 years since Perplex City ended. The main crux of the story had been completed. The cube hidden somewhere within the world was found, and a cash prize was handed to the winner. But one final puzzle that was waiting to be solved is still waiting. 1,000,000,000. Find me. Most people who were involved have given up at this point. But not Laura. And you're still looking for him to this day, correct?
Yes, I don't think that I will ever stop until this is done. I am gonna like refresh the website and maybe it'll be something that gets people excited about it again. I would love for there to be a community of people who are like dedicated to respectfully looking for this person. In the meantime, since this first started, the founder of Bitcoin, their anonymous name is Satoshi. So that's really like muddied the waters in terms of like searches popping up and being able to find conversations about stuff that are not about that hunt for that person.
Yeah.
And I really do think it will take a company of people coming together, like understanding sort of what the stakes are, right? Again, this is like a real person. with a real life who might have totally forgotten that this was going on, right?
I'm wanting to see if we could actually solve the mystery and find him. I'm almost determined. What do you guys think? Do you think that'd be a good idea to just try
I
and
don't think
reignite
he'll
it?
ever be found, really, honestly.
I don't know. It sounds like an interesting idea, but I'm not sure if it would yield any results.
Do you think you'll ever find him? Doesn't have to be soon, but maybe in the future, 5-10 years, maybe.
I think so. I think we'll find him.
Yeah? Maybe one day Laura will find Satoshi, but as of right now it remains as one of the internet's unsolved mysteries. Where exactly is this man? Who exactly is this man? If you ever feel like joining in the hunt to find this mysterious person, then you can do just one simple thing. Spread the word. Either by sharing this video, sharing the website findsatoshi.com, or just simply talking about the subject with people that have never heard of it. If you are watching this and feel like you know who the person is, then you can contact Laura on the Find Satoshi website. She has an email that you can reach regarding any updates revolving around Satoshi. Also, just a quick disclaimer, if you do decide to join in on this, please don't go out and start bombarding every person you think is Satoshi with emails. You're best messaging Laura first, and you can work it out together. If you'd like to see an extended version of Laura's interview, you can find it on the YouTube channel known as The Original Podcast. I upload there every Friday with my co-host Eric Nielsen. It's usually a bit of fun, so feel free to check it out if you want to. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.